Good morning, everyone. On this Wednesday in the 15th week in Ordinary Time, we're reading through the book of Isaiah, and we're in chapter 10, verses 5 through 7, and then verse 13b through 16. Thus says the Lord, woe to Assyria, my rod in anger, my staff in wrath. Against an impious nation I send him, and against a people under my wrath I order him, to seize, plunder, carry off loot, and tread them down like the mud of the streets. But this is not what he intends, nor does he have this in mind. Rather, it is in his heart to destroy, to make an end of nations, not a few. But he says, by my own power I have done it, and by my wisdom, for I am shrewd. I have moved the boundaries of peoples, their treasures. I have pillaged. And like a giant, I have put down the enthroned. My hand has seized like a nest the riches of the nations. As one takes eggs left alone, so I took all the earth. No one fluttered a wing, or opened a mouth, or chirped. Will the axe boast against him who hews with it? Will the saw exalt itself above him who wields it, as if a rod can sway him who lifts it, or a staff him who is not wood? Therefore, the Lord of hosts, will send among his fat ones leanness, and instead of his glory there will be kindling, like the kindling of fire. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Okay, the political scene is that Assyria is marching throughout the entire region in a destructive mood, going forth into all these different nations and slaughtering them left and right and taking into captivity, including the 10 tribes to the north, Israel, Ephraim, and taking them all away. And so the whole thing is that in Assyria's mind, they're doing this. It's all their great, powerful thing. But notice how Isaiah puts this. Woe to Assyria, my rod in anger, my staff in wrath. So undergirding this whole thing, Assyria is doing this. Let's not try to get that out of there. They're doing it, and they have all their intentions of why they're doing it. But in spite of all that, God has an underlining of his providential care of what he wants, especially for his people, the 10 tribes, that he cares for them, but it's a care that has to do with discipline that needs to happen. And so he says, Assyria, you're my rod. Assyria, you're my staff in this thing. Yes, you're going to do it in a way that is, well, despicable and not godly by any stretch of the imagination. But nonetheless, there is a discipline that's happening that is for a greater good, because God's not trying to destroy. That's not his intention, but he is there to discipline. And unfortunately, the way it's going to be done is through an ungodly kingdom called Assyria. It's worth pondering. In the trying times that we're in the midst of all this, I think it's worth pondering our own lives to turn to the Lord no matter what, whether it's good or bad times, whatever, always, 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 always have our hearts set on the Lord. He is Lord over all, even history. Stay safe, folks. Hopefully we see each other soon. Bye for now.